Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I'm gonna give you an overview of the Nothing Phone 1, which was announced just a few hours ago. And this phone is coming at a price point of $400, and this is the phone that has been teased like for the last few, at least for a month. It was being teased with all the leaks, the rumors, the look, and everything, and any special, if there is any some special options or something that makes it different from all the rest of the smartphones. So this phone was being teased, and this is from a brand Nothing. It might sound weird to you, but it's a new brand, and but the founder of this brand is the one who started OnePlus. And even though right now OnePlus is not at the best level, but the co-founder, the Carl Pei, was the one who started OnePlus, and now that person has left OnePlus and started his own brand Nothing. And this is the first smartphone that is coming from this brand. So after some time, maybe once it gains traction and all that, then you might hear a lot about the Nothings as a brand, or about their products. But for now, it's very new to you. And this Nothing Phone 1 was announced just a few hours ago, and it's available only in like London and some few locations. It's not available worldwide because it's a startup brand, so obviously they can't be doing an international launch very quickly. Over time they might do it, but right now it's only exclusive to London. So in this video, what I'll give you is my overall opinion about the phone and the looks and the special options, and what I think, and the things I found on the internet. And I've watched other YouTubers videos, what they are saying about the phone. Some YouTubers got this phone maybe a few days ahead of launch, so they used it. They have some opinion, and what are the downsides of this phone, if there are any. So I'll tell you all that in this video. So if you talk about the looks, initially when this phone was in the rumor mill, the design leaked and all that, it at first it really looked like an iPhone 12 with a transparent back, because the camera layout and overall the size might differ or something, and maybe the materials are different, but by just looking from the pictures and all, it looks like an iPhone 12 with a clear case. And some people might like it, some might not. I have no big issue with that, because it's a startup brand. If you talk about making a smartphone that looks different, it's very difficult for any brand to do, even the ones existing brands that are there. So for a startup brand to do, it's very difficult, but at least they did something and tried to make it unique. And one thing that you can see right away on the phone itself, you can see some lines that are going around the back of the phone, and even around the camera and all that. It looks weird, but it's kind of trying to make itself unique. And that's one of the things, this, what they are saying is a glyph interface. And by glyph interface, what they mean is that it lights up, maybe according to if a not you can set it up in the glyph interface, like when the call comes, how it should behave, when it's on the phone is on charging, how it should behave, or even the notifications when it comes, how it should behave. All those options, so you can do that even when. And some YouTubers like MKBHD and all, they had the phone and they showed how to use the different options on the glyph interface, how it looks like and all that. And to be honest with you, this is kind of the phone having a kind of a unique selling point, if you ask me about it. So I have no issues with the brand Nothing doing something like this. At least it makes a standard from the all other smartphones. So that's what I think about the design and the glyph interface. And yes, there are some people will be criticizing it, maybe because of the processor, maybe because of the display and all that. But I think it's really good, and at least it's a good start from the Nothing brand. And yes, maybe, and because this brand does not make any kind of a high-end flagship phone or something, like compared with the same brands, another phone that is at a higher level. So this is the only phone that this brand has, and you can only compare it with other brands. So if you think about the look, it has the hole punch and the AMOLED display, and has the aluminium rails. The sides of the phone are aluminium, so it's really nice and durable and all that. And it comes with a high refresh. I'm not so sure whether it comes with a high refresh rate. I'll look in the specs. As far as I can see, yes, it does support 60 to 120 hertz adaptive refresh rate. It does not come with the LTPO 2.0 tech and all those fancy tech that are available for like the Samsungs and all those other brands are utilizing. But for a startup brand, it has at least the basic essential, like the sampling rate is high. It has a 500 nit brightness, and 1200 is its peak brightness. And it has a 2400 by 1080p resolution of the 402 ppi. It has a 10-bit color HDR10 plus, Corning Gorilla Glass. It has an OLED display. So OLED, because of having OLED, and because of the price of the $400, the display will be good. It has a high refresh rate. even though I don't think so at this point there are a lot of people who are like they want an LTPO tech very specifically. So it's fine for having a 60 to 120 hertz display, especially, and it comes with a type C. And yes, there's one thing that I don't like, that this phone does not come with a charger in the box. It has the cable but not the charger in the box. So that's one of the things that I don't like about this phone. But the rest of the things I like about it, like the specs and all that. And yes, there are it's not mentioned on this page on one the nothing's web page, but if I go to the GSM Arena website, there they are telling the the processor is the 778G plus. And what nothing is saying, that they have worked closely with Qualcomm to make a chip that kind of unique, that enables the the wireless charging, the reverse wireless charging and all that. And some people are complaining about not using the 7 Gen 1 plus and all that, because right now Qualcomm's naming scheme is also all over the place. I'm not so sure what exactly it's called, but it's something like that. So some people are complaining about that. But I think for a startup brand, it's okay for them to have a 778G plus, and they're trying to do something that at least they're trying to be a little bit different than all other brands. And yes, the cameras, it's a 50 megapixel dual camera with that's the back main camera supports 4K 30 FPS 1080p at 30 and 60 FPS, and it has EIS, and has live HDR and all. And the front is the 60 megapixel front camera with 1080p at 30 FPS and all that, and comes with Android 12 based and it's running Nothing OS. And if you talk about Nothing OS, at first when the launches and all those trials came out, it looked something like a very heavily customized skin of on Android, and it wasn't looking really nice. But once like now the videos have come out on YouTube and all that, and the people have used, it's very close to, it's something similar to Oxygen OS that OnePlus used to have. Like it's almost stock Android, but a little bit customization on top of it, and the customization were those that people really wanted or appreciated. So that's one of the things I like about the Nothing OS. It's like a it's almost like Android 12 with a little bit of customization that Nothing thinks it should, the phone the OS should have, and will bring some Nothing did promise of having an ecosystem based on the software, and having options like where you can use you turn on your Tesla from the quick action center and all that. So that's something that's upcoming. It's not available right now and all. And it's IP53, splash resistant. And one thing that I really liked about this, that glyph interface, is that if you're recording a video, it's the light, what the YouTubers have said, is not like a light that really hits hard on your eye and you can't look straight at it. It's kind of the light that the fill light that you can use for video recording. If you're in a dark place and don't have any light around you, you can turn on the light that's on the back of the phone, and you can really see the record the video and see, like in this, like in the darkness, when you turn this on, you can very clearly see focus on the object and see what you're trying to record the video of. And even the at the back around the light, there is a place where around right here, where you can see have a red light. When you're recording a video, a person who you're recording the video of can see very easily and know very easily that the video is being recorded. So they have given you some nice accessibility features, some new features, but it's mostly the same thing. And at least for a startup brand, if you think about all the options, you have a 3.1, the 50 megapixel camera. Some people will complain like it's not that much, not like OnePlus. Like OnePlus was like they started with a flagship killer, and now they're like just a regular brand. But I think any brand that starts like that has to ultimately give up on that tagline and just become a normal brand. So I think it's fine for Nothing to do this, and this is my overall opinion about the phone. There's just one issue, like there are two issues that I have faced seeing, like because I don't have the phone, I don't know whether its battery will last as long as not or not. Like it has a 4500 mAh battery, it and comes with a 33 watt, it supports 33 watt, but it doesn't come with any charger in the box. So it's just going for the word of Nothing. But the 4500 mAh battery and the fact that it doesn't come charging in the box, those are the two things that I don't like about this phone at all. Because honestly, I don't like any brand at any price point removing the charger from the box, because the charger that comes with your phone is the one that's best supported and compatible and works best for your phone. So if you don't get that, then you have to use some other third party, or maybe buy the official from Nothing or any other that specific brand, which is also ultimately expensive. So that's one of the things that's the only thing that I don't like about the phone. But the rest of the thing, the specs and all that, I'm fine with that. I have no issue with that. And I think as far as I remember, nothing has said 3 years of Android update and 4 years of security update. So that's really good for a startup company. So that's my overall opinion. And if you're thinking about, I'm not so sure anybody will go to take on the hassle of importing the phone and using it, because if one thing, it will get expensive, and then maybe you might be like, it's not that good value for you, or maybe you don't like it. So because it's not available in Pakistan or other outside of the of UK, so you can't say, you can't be like, whether you will be able to justify the price that you spend on by importing the phone. But if it's officially available at some point and you think about it, of buying this phone, then obviously you can buy it, because once it's officially available, you can easily, a lot of the hurdles will be removed and all that. So but what if I ask my opinion about it, I like the look of the phone, I like the option that it has. It's just that I hope that nothing continues with this trend and just does not and ultimately gives up. Just try to give something that people want and keep the price low, so that people at least are interested in it. Maybe at some point, whenever it's internationally available, then people will buy it and all that. So that's my opinion about this phone, and that's all for today. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.